everyone, this is Lori from the Crafting Auntie. Welcome back to my channel. We are continuing with the collaboration, myself, the Crafting Auntie, and Pam from Nana's Crafting Cottage. And we are continuing our collaboration where we have come up with different ideas and we're just kind of doing our own take on them. So today we wanted to make a specimen card with a tab. So this is what I came up with, and it has some mica over the front of the moth that I put on there. A lot of stamping. It's just made from vanilla or manila color cardstock, or you could also use a file folder. Lots of stamping on it, lots of grunging, a tab with a eyelet on it. And so I want to make a couple more like this, and then I want to put them on a ring. And so we're going to make two of them. So the first thing I want to do is do some grunging. So for that, I'm going to grab my mat, and this is to make all kinds of mess on it. So I'm going to go ahead and grunge these up using some oxides. So first off, I'm going to use some tea dye, and I want to do both of these pieces that I'll eventually cut a hole into, a square hole, and I want to also do these two pieces. These are my tabs. So add a little water. I added some tea dye onto my mat, and I'm just going to be dipping these in and adding some color, letting it run a little bit. And I'll go ahead and do this one. So this is pretty easy to do. You can also use oxide sprays. I just really didn't want to clean up the mess of the oxide spray today, so I decided just to use my pads and just put a little bit on my mat, add some water, and then dip the pieces into it. So I'm just trying to capture as much of this as I can onto my pieces. And then I'm going to clean that up. This is just some alcohol ink. It wasn't very good when I used it on here, but oh well. Okay, so I want to use some vintage photo as well. So I'm going to put some of that on my mat. Add some water. Mix that up. And then add some more onto my pieces. Trying just to get a nice grungy look. These I'm just going to do the fronts of. The other one I did do the back. I'll probably do the back too. But I probably will just do more stenciling on it. But I think I'll clean up what I've got here. So I'll just do that on the backs, just to give it a little bit of something. Same here. And just clean it up as much as I can. I don't want to waste it. Okay, that's good. Clean this off. Move these off of it, and I'm going to put this aside. And I'm going to get my heat gun out and just dry these. So this will give it some grunginess to it. Make them as grungy as you want to, or less grungy. It's whatever you like. I decided I wanted to do a lot of stamping. I wanted to do a lot of grunging. So that's kind of what I decided on these. So just get these dry. And then the next thing I'm going to do is to cut the hole out of the center where I want it in the pieces. Okay, I finished drying them and I cut the hole out. And I'm using a set of square nesting dies So I'm using this one, which is about 2 inches square. So I've cut the hole in both of these. And so now I want to continue adding some grunging to them, and then we're going to add some stamping. So this is scorched timber. So I'm going to go around all the edges, including the inside of my square. Just add some inking there. Add as much grunge as you want. It's entirely up to you. I think it just adds something, having a little darker color going around the outside edge. And I'm going to go ahead and do the back as well. So we'll do that, and then we'll do the second one here. Just do the two together. Oops. And the inside here. Okay. Let me do the back. So this gives it a nice grungy edge, which I like. So lets it pop out a little bit more, I think. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to add some stenciling. And I'm just going to be using the Tim Holtz, I think it's coffee stain or coffee splatter stencil. And I'm going to go over all my pieces using Vintage Photo Distress ink. So I'm just going to use a brush. I have all my brushes marked so I know what I'm using on what color. So I'm just going to go around it all. It's okay if you get it on the inside of the square. It's not a problem because it's going to get covered up with some book page or music. I've got some of both. I did one in book page. I might do one in music and book page. So I'm just going to be adding some more grunging to the front and the back. So there's that. And we'll do this one. And then I'll also do the tabs. And you can use a different stencil, or you don't have to do this at all. It just depends on what you like. I was kind of going for a real grungy specimen cards this time. So that's where I'm headed with these. Okay, so let me do a little bit on these guys. Use some of these smaller ones here. Perfect. And here. Perfect. Okay, so we've grunched them all up. Now I'm going to go ahead and do some stamping. So for that, I am using Tim Holtz Field Notes. So I'm using a bunch of these stamps. And for the moths, I did use the Tim Holtz stamp, which is Moth Study. So I picked out some of these, and I already stamped them on some coffee dye paper, which I have right here. And so I'm going to cut out a couple of these that will go also in the center. And I think I'm going to go ahead and use this one. And I like this one down here. So just cut those, have those ready to go. And you can use digitals, or you can stamp right on book page or music paper, anything you want to. You don't actually have to cut these out. You could make it easier on yourself and just stamp it onto something that you want to put on there, but I wanted to do these so they kind of pop out. And on the top of the sample that I made, I do have a piece of mica. And I want to do the same thing on these. So just going to cut these out and have them ready to go. And I'm cutting kind of carefully around the feelers because I do want to keep them. So I'm just really carefully leaving a little border and cutting around those so that I have them. You can also cut them off. You can add string if you want to. You can add, they have those stem things that go in the center of flowers. You can add one of those, but I wanted them to all look the same on this coffee dye paper. So I'm just going to carefully cut them out. So let me go ahead and do this one as well. And then we will start doing our stamping and get it ready to put together. Now on the sample, I also did some stitching around it, which I will do, and that will close them up. So I really didn't glue shut the actual specimen card. And I probably should tell you how long I made these. So as soon as I cut this out, I will let you know, in case you want to do the same kind of thing. But really, you can cut them any size you want. You can cut them any shape you want. They can be square. They can be long like these. They can be rectangle and shorter. You can do whatever you would like. However you want yours to look. There's really no right or wrong way to do these. Just do them however you would like. Okay, so we almost got this finished. And then I'll give you the size that I made these, just in case. And also, you don't have to use a square die. I decided to use a square die. You can use a round die or an oval. Yeah, you can use just about anything, whatever you would like. Okay, so I have my 2 moths ready to go. And I like the way they look on this vintage coffee dye paper. All right, so let's do some stamping, and let me tell you how long these pieces are. So these pieces are just shy of 11 inches by 2.5, and then I just folded them in half this way because I wanted them longer. So again, you can make them any size you want. You can make them shorter or longer. Okay, so let's see. I already have one of these field note stamps on my block. So I'm going to go ahead and start with that one. And just do them any way you want. These will be just a little different than the other one because I don't want them all looking the same. And I'm going to go ahead and use each stamp twice. I just may put them in a different location. But while I have them out, I'll just go ahead and use them on both pieces. And I do clean my stamps because I figure in the long run it's better to have them clean because as the stuff builds up on it, then your stamp doesn't work as well. So I like to keep mine as clean as I possibly can. Okay, so let's just grab another stamp. So this one's Specimen, perfect for these. And I'm using black archival ink. And I'm just going to keep going and fill these up. And I'm stamping off of it, which is why I'm using a piece of paper here so that I'm not stamping actually onto my mat because it's hard to get off with archival ink. Okay. And I'm just going to keep going. Let's see. We've got this one. I'm trying to use things that are really like field notes. So anything that's botanical and things like that for this project. Oops, excuse me. So use any stamps that you have. If you don't have these, use anything that you've got. Okay, let's see. I'm going to use this one. And I think I'm just going to go off of the page on these. I think that looks really cool. And let's do it on the corner down here as well. And let's see, I think I'll do it up here. Okay. Trying to make them each one a little different. So they're not all the same. All right, let's see. Let's use some numbers. This one. Put that right here. Just trying to fill in the blanks. And let's put this one here. How about here too? Okay. All right. And let's see, what else do we have here? Some of these longer numbers. Kind of looks like, reminds me of a longitude or a latitude. So we'll put that there. And here. Let's see, I think I'll use this again. Let's do that right here. And up here. Okay. So let's see, let's grab a couple more. Let's see, I need kind of a bigger one for down here. Let's use this one. Figure 1, 2, 3. So let's put that here and up here. And again, do as much stamping as you want. You can also use Tim Holtz snippets if you prefer doing it that way. You can use labels. I thought about even adding labels, but I thought it would just take away from all the stamping, so I changed my mind on that. Almost. We almost got it. Let's see. What else do we have here? Let's use this butterfly. Put him right there. And right there. And I think I'm just going to come in here with a little bit right there. And I think we have it. So let me move these aside and let's put some, I need to put something right there though. Let's see. I think I want to use this for the tabs though. So I'm just going to kind of do this. And then I'll add a number. So let's do a different one for the other one. Let's use this one again. Just so it's got something on it. And then I think I'll add a number as well. So the other one, I think I used a 1411. Yeah, some of it's cut off because of putting on the eyelet. But let's see, let's use, how about this one? Let's use this one on one. I'm going to fold this in half. Hopefully I can get this on here okay. Just wing it. Yeah, that's okay. It does not have to be perfect. Not at all. That's good. Okay. Something else. Let's see, how about we put this one on the other one. 4899. Oops. And since I have this out, I'm going to go ahead and add this right in this spot where I needed something. Right there. Oh, and I need something right here too. Let's see. Okay. All right, so we've got that done. So we've got all the stamping. My other one here. So the next thing I want to do is add the background. So I use book page. I just had whatever book page I had. I'll do one in book page, and then I also have some music. So I think I want to do one in some music. Yeah. So I'm just going to cut some pieces, just tearing it to fit, and it's okay if they're larger. It doesn't really matter. I just want them to be straight, and then I will just trim off the excess. So let me just see how this will look with one of our bugs. Yeah, so just like that. Okay, so I want to glue these in. And I think I will go ahead and add a little bit of the coffee stain on it. Just like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and use our glitter glue and glue this piece down. Okay. Just want to make sure it's straight. All right, so there's one. And then this book page. Let's see how this one looks. Let me just trim off some more on this side. It's all jagged. And a little bit more off the top. And let's see how this one looks. A little bit too narrow. Let me try another piece. A little bit bigger. Okay. That side's okay, and this side I'm just going to tear off. Like so. And let me go ahead and do a little bit of the stenciling on here as well. And then I think I'm just going to use my scissors, just trim this a tad more so it's not peeking out. And over here as well. Not a lot, just enough so it's all tucked in there. Oh, it's got some horrible writing on here. About somebody killing somebody. Maybe I'll go with music today. Let's do that. I don't think I want that. On my, I don't know what book this is from. So let's put in something that is happier. Yeah, music. Music is much better. Okay, let's do that. Grab a little bit more ink and stencil that. Okay. All right. I think I'm happier now. We'll go ahead and glue this on. Okay. Just making sure that it's straight. Let's see. That looks good. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to take these to my sewing machine, and I'm going to sew all the way around them. Now what I didn't do on this one was sew around this here. So I think on these I'm going to sew here first, and then I'm going to sew all the way around them. So that way they have stitching all over it. Okay, all stitched. All right, let's finish these up. Okay, so I'm going to put my moths in here. And again, I wanted these pretty neutral, but you know, they don't have to be. They could be colorful if that's what you like. So really do whatever pleases you when it comes to making these. Okay, so let's just kind of center this as best we can. So there's that one. Now let's get this guy. All right. And we'll put him right about there. Okay, now I'm going to grab my piece of mica. So the mica, it is mica tiles. I get it on Amazon. And it looks, get my package down here so you can see it. Looks like this. Oh, sorry. So Mica Tiles USA Quest, Art Quest. And it kind of, this one is, I think these are 5x6. No, these are large. So these are large ones. I think they're like 9-inch pieces. So I want to cut some pieces, and I don't want them to be square. I want them to be, you know, kind of crooked and not covering the whole entire window, so like I did on this one. So you can see on here, I'm trying to keep the glare out of it. I don't have it perfectly square. So I want to do the same thing. Let me grab my scissors here. So let's just cut this piece, and then we'll trim it from there. And then I'm going to cut a piece here. Okay. So let's see, how do we want this? I think I want to cut a piece off here. Yep. And let's do a piece here. So let's see. Yeah, I like that. So that will somewhat cover, but not completely cover. So now this one, let's see. Let's cut some more off this side. And keep these pieces because, you know, if you got tiny little pieces, you can always put them in a shaker if you decide to do that. Or you can have small things, small projects. I'm going to cut a piece this way and then this way. Let's see how that looks. Yep. I'm happy with that. Okay, so I'm going to glue these down. Again, I'm sorry for the glare. Stuff is really shiny here. I'm just putting a bead of glue all the way around the edge of the mica, just like that, and it dries clear. And then let's see, put that on about like so. Again, I'm not looking for perfection when it comes to putting on the mica. I want it to look kind of broken and yeah, not perfect. Okay. There we go. Just going to hold these down for a little bit. And they will dry clear, so you'll see on this one you don't even see the glue at all. And these will be the same. I mean, it really dries pretty quickly, so you're not seeing much of that. So there's that. We've got that. Now let's put on our tabs. So they're going to go on the top. So put glue on both sides. And line them up. And of course, some of your stamping that you've already done is going to get covered up, but that's okay. That's okay. Got other stamping on. Oh, I was going to go around these. I better ink this before I forget. Let me carefully kind of ink around the edge. Meant to do that before I put it on. This one we will make sure we do. Go around the edge. Got ahead of myself a little bit there. Okay. Now let's go ahead and glue this one on. And then we're ready for some hardware. Just center it as best you can. Again, we're not looking for perfection. Okay, so here we are. Perfect. Okay. Okay, kind of cleared the area here a little bit. So let me get my hardware out, and I'm using these darker color eyelets. So crocodile, and this is the large one. Just put in the center of each one, like that. And put my eyelets in. There's one. Oops. It's trying to run away. Get back in there. Don't go. There we go. Okay. All right. So here are my 3 specimen cards. I love them. They are so vintagey. So now you can put these on a ring, and you could do it that way. You can just tuck them into a pocket. The backs are fine because they've got stitching and they've got grunginess on them. Let's see. Let me see if I can grab me a ring. Okay, I found a ring. This is a black one. So you could put these on into a ring like this and close it down. So you could do it that way. You could, again, put them into a pocket. You could even put these on as like a page fold out. You could add a gusset to one side or the other, and they could be a fold out this way in your journal. Or you could just have them separate like this on a ring. So whatever you like, that's what you can do. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you'll give these a try, and hopefully you'll give the mica a try. It is a lot of fun. I learned about the mica from Susie Shabby Soul. She uses it quite often in a lot of her makes that she does for Tim Holtz. So yeah, give it a try. I will try and link it below this video so you can find it. I think I may have already linked it on one of the other videos that I did, I believe on Monday, where I added some to some page tabs that I had made. Okay guys, you guys have a great rest of the day. God bless you all, and we'll see you at the next video. Bye!